Hey guys, it's me. It's been a while, hasn't it? It really has been a while. Over a year, I think. Well, I'm very sorry about that. I have been kind of busy, and I've been having trouble focusing on things I want to do, so MMD kind of got thrown in the backseat. I've been doing some things here and there, but I just haven't been able to get them finished. And if any of you saw that recent video I've posted, yeah, I've been trying for the longest time to get a tutorial out, but things have just been messing up on me. At first it was Windows Movie Maker, and of course I was getting interrupted a whole bunch during that tutorial, so I had to edit it together, but Windows Movie Maker just would not work with me. And then I tried again. I didn't finish that tutorial. Then I tried a third time yesterday, and I had got it all nice and pretty. Well, not quite nice and pretty, but it was a lot more, it had a better flow than the last one did. But the audio didn't sync up. And I tried fighting with it for hours and hours, trying to sync it up myself, trying to find video editors that would edit the audio along with the video. I just couldn't do it. I finally gave up this morning. I'm just like, screw it. I'm just gonna do it again. So here we are. We are going to animate I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name. Yukari? Yukari? Yuduki. Which one is the first name? Which one's the last name? I can never tell. I don't know why. At least for names like this. For some reason I could tell immediately. Kakaminadine. First one's the last. But yeah, sometimes they like switch it around when they tell you the names, so you never know. Anyway, this is going to be a simple-ish. It's going to be a long tutorial. I'm going to try to do it as quickly as possible, but animating takes forever, and it's basically a walkthrough on what I do and how I do it. So, there you go. If you have the patience, come and watch. See how long you can last. If you don't, just go right ahead and leave and try and figure it out yourself. No problem with that. That's how I did it. So, if you haven't guessed, you're going to have to know how to use MMD before coming into here. So if you don't know how to move these, you're basically out of luck. You're going to have to look up a different tutorial on YouTube. Go right ahead and look it up. There are plenty of them. Then come back and see what I can help you with. Does that sound like a good plan? Don't want to bother with that? Okay, fine. Goodbye. Okay, I'm kidding. Alright. Even though I did it last time, I think I'm going to stick with a simple wave animation yet again. Because, well, one, it's easy. And two, it takes less time. And that took me an hour to do, so there you go. Anything more complicated than that, it's going to take even longer. So we're going to set the camera here so that we don't, so when we move around trying to get our poses in the right angles, we could just click camera and boom, we're back to where we were, so we know how it looks when we're in the final product. Alright, so what I usually do, I usually don't animate the extra bones. Like for this model, yeah, that would be murder. I commend anyone who animates this model without physics. But anyway, I'm going to turn the physics on. So if you don't know how to do that, I've had people ask me how to do that, and even though they know how to animate, you do that. Very simple, right? And another thing people ask me on, and I did not know how to explain it properly, and people were just like, what? This is how you get rid of the lines. And I usually take them off because I don't usually use the lines very well. Some people know how to use them. I don't. Though for this model, it doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a line. Actually, the model looks weirder when you don't have any line at all, so we're going to do that. Camera. Alright. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to try to figure out how long it's going to take for her to raise her arm for a simple wave. So we're going to start with this frame, just as a test, and we're going to move our arm up. About to where we want it. Just about. Not quite exactly where we want it, but close enough so we get an idea. And we're going to set this off to a frame we know we're not going to reach just yet. That seems kind of slow now, doesn't it? I think that's kind of slow. So, we're going to copy that. Copy. Delete. Well, actually, since my... Hold up. Since my recorder is kind of laggy, I'm probably going to turn this off so that it's not so horribly laggy, and then we'll get the physics on when we finish it up. Normally I have it playing all the time. I have the physics on all the time. But yeah, my recorder's being really laggy. That looks better. Still kind of slow, isn't it? Well, one last time. Delete, paste. I think this would be it. That's a lot better. There we go. Okay, so now that we know what we're doing for that, let's get our start pose. Actually, normally I do the start pose first. I am like backwards today. I am so sorry. I'm sick. Like, I was sick yesterday too, but it's worse today. So, what we want to do is get her really relaxed, or get her into a more natural pose. Because you don't hold your arms out like that. I'm sorry, you do not. Not usually. And that's part of making a very fluid animation, is getting the pose right. Which isn't that hard if you put enough time into it. It's very simple, actually. Once you get it right, you'll know. Trust me, you'll know. Yeah, you don't generally hold your arm completely straight. There's always some sort of bend. This will be fun without the physics. I'm just gonna turn it like that just a bit. There we go. Just gonna copy and paste and cheat. Reverse. There we go. Alright. Considering there's so many bones here, I'm gonna turn the physics on. Turn the physics back on really quick. Anytime. Just so I can select that. And turn it back off so you guys can see. And fix that back. There we go. Alright. Oh, one thing I covered that I forgot to cover. I'm sorry. I'm just out of place. I am so used to having all my information out already. One thing I want to cover is that every bone you see here that's not going to be controlled by the physics, like these bones, except for those two. I have no idea what those two do. They look like her boob bones. Anyway, every bone you see here, you're going to want to move a bit. Just a bit. Well, maybe except for maybe those. These down here, you don't have to worry about too much because they're not going to be in the frame. Our camera is going to stay right here. Don't have to worry about posing. However, if it's going to come into the frame, like these hands are going to eventually, you're going to want to pose them. But since there's going to be like very little in between, like you're not going to see the hands too much until it's up into the frame you want it to be in, you can be lazy with the posing and do like simple pose data like these. Like that. That way our hands are more relaxed and they're not so stiff. Because your hands are never like this during the day unless you're forcibly holding them out like that. And don't try to tell me otherwise. I know you don't. I'm sorry, I cannot talk very well. It's even worse now that I'm sick. And we're gonna move that bone too. Only playtime. Actually, we're gonna tilt you just a hair if I can. Undo. Yeah, that's more than a hair. Oh yeah, we're gonna tilt you forward just a bit. Put your head up just a tad. Yeah, you want to do like things very subtly for the most part with posing. Because like if you overdo it, then there's just no, what's the word I'm looking for? If you overdo it, then it's way too noticeable and there's just, you don't over-exaggerate every movement you do. Sometimes you just slightly twitch, and that's what you want to capture if you were trying to get a more realistic movement. So you just want to subtly move things, because you're not always like that. I hope you're never like that. So, like, you're not always like that or that. You just kind of want to, like, kind of tilt it just a bit. Like, you're not really thinking about how you move or what position you're in. Because generally you don't really think about what position you're in unless you're posing. Alright, let's see. Should we do anything with her face? I think we should do something with her face, because she just seems a little bit dull right now. We want to make her look happy. And we're going to do that. And we're going to try to find a smile. It's been a while since I've used this model, so bear with me. I'm going to do a very light smile, because I wanted her to smile a little bit bigger later on. I think it looks better. Eyebrows. Eyebrows should be doing something, I think. Where are they? There we go. Just gonna move them down just a hair. And we got that. There. Look at it. She's so nice and pretty now, I think. Well, I personally think. Okay, did that not save? Okay, yeah, it did. Thank goodness. I would have been pissed. And now we're gonna do the end pose. I'm gonna reset that, because that's not quite how I want it. Alright. Now, if you don't know how to animate something and you're confused on how the body moves while you're doing it, go ahead and look at yourself or put your hand on something you know that's going to move and figure out what you're doing, or figure out how it moves and figure out how it feels, and then translate it into your mind as an image. Like right now, I have my hand on my shoulder and I'm raising my arm up like I'm going to wave. What? And I can feel my shoulder moving up. And it tilts just a smidge bit backwards, I think. I might not do that because that might not translate well into animation. That's also something you're going to have to figure out if it translates well. And then, like, of course, your upper arm moves, your forearm moves. I'm trying to figure out how to name everything. This is basically upper arm, this is forearm, okay? I don't know if that's right or not, but that's how I'm going to refer them, hopefully, if I remember. So, feeling that shoulder move up, I'm going to move that up. Myself, move it back just a hair. Up. There you go. And this moved like that, I think. Yeah, okay. And you can just move this however you want. You don't have to do the exact same thing I'm doing. No one does everything the exact same way. In fact, it's better if you do it your own way because, like I said, no one does it the exact same way. It'd be very unlikely for everyone to be moving exactly the same and exactly on time with each other. Imperfection makes it perfect, as weird as that sounds. And we're going to lazy her hand up a bit, even though we probably won't see it very much when it's moving. But it adds a little bit of detail. I like a little bit of detail. Just a touch of things can really make an animation shine. Little bitty touches here and there. Okay, we've got that, and that's the main thing we've got, or the main focus.